Zen meditation and practice concerns the whole of life. What you do here, sessions, meditation, is only preparation for living your life. Zen is life itself. But the only point is the way you live. Can you live in the now? Can you live sort of in compassion? Can you live accepting yourself unconditionally? That will be the Zen practice. But yesterday I mentioned, attentiveness or mindfulness, or you can say also being present. That's very important. That, attentiveness, mindfulness will transform us, change us. Otherwise, we are all the time divided, running around. So we have to focus on our life, on what we do. At the same time, there is also what you call a vocation, a call in life. One thing is just to focus on what you do, be mindful, be attentive. Other thing is the whole long-term life goal. What is your vocation? What are you pursuing? So that... But in all this, also remember, the Zen, of course, is one way. There are many ways. But for me, Zen is sort of the best way, the holistic way. But still, the ways are all, it's not simply brute facts, not literal things. It's a meaning. We have to find the meaning in our life. And the way we choose, what is the meaning, what are we living for? That is very important. So that is in brief. I would like to talk about the Oxford in pictures. You see the stairs, the pictures. And so I have been talking very often about this. But still, every time a little differently. So let me talk now about this. I have written an article about nearly 20 years ago. So I think still is good. There are 10 pictures. A young farmer has lost his ox. Ox, or we can say bull or cow, but usually translated as ox. So he is searching for the ox. First picture is searching. You can look at the pictures and read the article here. And then when he searches for the ox, he finds the traces where the ox had gone, the hoof prints. And then the third picture, he discovers the ox. Ox is at a distance. And then fourth picture is catching the ox. And so he catches hold of the ox by the rope or something. And then taming the ox. The ox will not come tamely. It struggles. So you have to tame the ox. And the sixth picture is in peace. He is riding on the back of the ox, playing the flute, coming home very gently. And the seventh picture is ox has disappeared, man is alone. The eighth picture is both ox and man forgotten. There is only a zero. Ninth picture is only nature is shown. Trees, birds, fish, river, return to the source and origin. The 10th picture is entering the marketplace with open hands. An older man is talking to a younger man. The younger man is going to the market to sell fish and liquor. So he is talking. Let me say a few words. Zen talks about 3 requirements for the practice. It calls it great doubt, great faith, great effort. Great means it's all embracing. It's not a small thing. Great doubt simply means, don't take for granted theories, beliefs, dogmas. See, simply look at yourself. Be here and now. Face your life. What is it? What is the meaning? What is the truth? Inquire. And so you put to question all your beliefs, dogmas. It's not actually what you call ordinary living, day-to-day life. It is our theories, beliefs, dogmas, prejudices. Put all to question, you see everything. At the same time, you must have great faith or trust, you see. Faith or trust means, in yourself and in the Zen way and in the teachers and the Sangha. That means, there is a way. See, don't be in despair, cynicism. Many people are lost in despair, cynicism. Oh, I can nothing truth, no more truth. I simply leave everything. That's only despair and cynicism. That's not valid in the Zen way. Sort of trust, faith, you must have, you see. Faith and trust in what? There is a way of liberation. And also somehow faith and trust in yourself, in the teacher, in the Zen way, in the Sangha. You must have some faith and trust. Otherwise you are lost, simply sort of, nihilism, nothing, no more, just go on, you see. That's not enough. And then great effort. You have to struggle. Faith and trust and all this does not come easy. You have to struggle. Struggle, make an effort, search, go on a pilgrimage, find a way, not simply sitting in the room. It will not do. You have to get out, struggle, learn, question. And so great effort. Great effort means you have to put your life and death on the sort of margin, so to say. So you have to dare to take risk of your life itself. And so searching for the ox. See, you search for the ox of course for truth or true self or God, you may put it, ultimate reality. See, you search. Will you search? When can you search? You must have some faith and trust that you can find the ox. Otherwise there is no ox, nothing. You see, you don't have faith and trust and so on. So you must have faith and trust. And as I mentioned, faith and trust alone is not enough. You have to struggle and you have to question, you see. And so searching for the ox, finding traces of the ox simply means you are finding the way and finding sort of not only the way, also the way which is suitable for you, good for you. There are so many ways, you see, so many ways. The way must sort of give you consolation. The way must give you sort of encouragement. The way, when you walk the way, it must have some sort of evidence. This is good. This is the way. Find a way. People are, lost in so many sort of useless ways. And also the way must be leading you all the way. Otherwise, you are simply halfway. That's not enough. Of course, you can choose halfways, but that's not enough. You must also choose. But also remember, as I mentioned, the way must be sort of inviting you, encouraging you, sort of showing you, yes, this is the right way, and so on. But, the danger is also we can be lost. We can be sort of going, there are so many ways, so many masters, and so on, so many deluded ways, and we can be caught by our own egoism, narcissism, and so all those things. It's not easy to find a good, true way, I tell you. It's not that easy. What you can do is check all the ways, many ways, and then see what is really authentic, good way, see. Also there are teachers, so many teachers, they promise too much, They may be charlatans or manipulators, all those things. It's not easy in the world to find a good way. And also when you talk about way, it's not something like imposing on yourself. It is your own way. You must come from your own experience, articulating, expressing your experience, and so see. Even Zen is also vast. And so you have to choose what is a good teacher, what is a good way. And so it's not that easy, I tell you. So it's very difficult. But if you are genuine, if you are really sincere, you will find a way, good way, you see. Only if you are, too much self-centered, narcissistic, egoistic, then you will choose only the way, the teacher who will pat you on your back. Wonderful, wonderful. And so, okay. So finding then third picture is finding the ox. That actually Zen, already you are awakening. Finding the ox is awakening, enlightenment. It is initial enlightenment. It's not finally what you call ultimate enlightenment. But this enlightenment also Zen has many stages, you see, many dimensions, not stages, dimensions. In this dimension, I would interpret this way, it is something like unconditional affirmation of yourself, unconditional acceptance of yourself, you see. Not simply God accepts or something, no. It is simply, we are on, our human beings ourselves are many levels. There is body, there is mind, there is spirit, there are relationships. We are, as a bodily beings, mortal, fragile, limited. But at the same time, there is a dimension in us, unlimited, boundlessness. All those are there. But in all these things, in this initial awakening come together, you are sort of, yes, all right, I can be myself. I am unconditionally affirmed. I am totally loved. And a deep sense. It's all together. It's not simply only my mind or spirit or my body or, all together you are embraced, you are affirmed. Yes, that is what I am. The deep sense, So that realization. And usually also, very often, you will use symbols. I am Buddha, I am Christ, I am sort of this. A deep sense, you will be sort of symbols using. But that is all right. But this is the initial stage. But that alone is not enough. This is the initial stage. And then catching the ox, taming the ox, and even coming home on the ox, three pictures are together. Catching, taming the ox, let me put it, for, it's not enough just to be aware and so on. You have to struggle with your ox. Your struggle and tame. These are two things involved. What are two things? First, you must realize what you call taming, catching the ox. Are you catching your own true ox or are you catching something else? You see, you may be caught by illusions. And so, we are all caught by so many illusions. We are imagining, that is the truth, that is my God, that is the Christ, that is Buddha, that is Atman. We are all deluded. You catch delusions. And so the whole process is, that is what you call training with the teacher. You have to check and find out what is the true reality. Am I really, truly, with the ox, with my reality? And so we have to, this is a question of truth. See, truth is not simply, sort of mere conceptual and so on. It's experiential. Experientially, but at the same time you have to articulate, you have to express, you have to make judgments. You see, experience itself is, you can have any experience. oneness experience, emptiness experience, or marvelous experience, God experience. But the question is it true? You got all these experiences, and so we have to sort of understand the experience and make a judgment of the experience, not only judgment, and then act on the reality. That is a long process. It's not a simple thing. Remember, you see, so many spiritual people searching, they are all running away with experiences. Experience itself is nothing. You can have any experience. You can simply take some drugs and you get experience. You can fast, you can get experience. You can be hit on the head, you can get experience. You see, the experience itself is nothing, you see. But what is the value of the experience? What is the truth of the experience? That is the whole process. Not only that, there is on the second part. Second part is you would also grow in psychological maturity. This is a question of virtues. Can all the spiritual ways, yoga, Zen, Buddhism will talk about sila, about morality, ethics. It's not simply cheap sort of morals and so on. It's a deep down justice, goodness, truthfulness, fidelity, friendship. You have to grow in these. Otherwise you are become narcissistic or paranoid, all those things, insecure. We have to grow in our virtues. So that is why, the teacher relationship and the Sangha and also your life, you have to grow in our virtues, so to say. Otherwise, what you find the truth is sort of, simply sort of delusions, illusions. You got a truth. Then if you don't have character, what is the point? My master used to say, you awaken, but awakening is not enough. You have to grow in character, develop character. Only then awakening can be stabilized, you see. And so you have to grow in that is what you call our relationships. Not only master-student relationship or Sangha, you have to also grow in life relationships, you see. Life, how do you deal with the life? Can you have character? That also means, you have to find a center for yourself. See, don't think simply that Buddhism talks about no self, impermanence. Don't be lost in all those things. They are all theories. You have to find a center. Center means, how do you find the center? You need silence. You need solitude. You have to come back to your experience, come home to yourself, and then see whether it is all right, whether you can do this, whether you can go on with this way. You have to find a center for yourself. That's very important, you see. Otherwise the world is, you are too much with the world. You are taking too much of the world. Everything, you see. You are running from the world's opinions, fashions, ideas, beliefs. And here it means take down your own thing and stay. Is it all right? Can I do this? Is it truthful? You see, the character and truth both go together. You can't separate. Truth, if you want to be truthful, you must have also character. If you want a character, you must be also truthful, just and good. So that is very important, you see. So simply meditation, have you got some experience, enlightenment, that's not enough. That's cheap. You see, you can get enlightenment cheap, any amount, you see. That's not enough. Grow in character, virtues, and also find what is true, you see. And then the sixth picture is riding on the back of the ox is harmony, music, and so on, coming home, you see. But for Zen, this is beautiful. You are home. You are one with God, one with Buddha, one with the universe, and you realized emptiness, everything, wonderful. But that's not enough. Why it's not enough? Because still, in Zen terms, you are dualistic. What do you mean dualistic? I and my God, I and Buddha, I and the true self. That's not enough. There are koans all deal with that, how to sort of let go everything and then also come home. I give you a small koan, Joshua, great master, a monk, after all practicing, and he came and said to Master Joseph, Master, I have nothing, I have become empty. Zen practice says he became empty, drop everything, all ideas and so on. And so he said, I have become empty, I have nothing. And what Joshua said, Master Joseph said, drop that. What do you mean drop that? Drop the idea that you are nothing, empty, that you got empty. Drop that idea. When you are catching hold of the idea, you are too much attached. I will talk a little more about that, Master Eckhart also. So, drop that. And the monks didn't know what to say. And then the monk simply said, but Master, I said, I have become empty, there's nothing. And then ironically Joseph said, okay, carry on, carry that burden, that's all. And so you carry and go on like that, You have to drop that. And so even these ox and so on, you have to forget everything. And so seventh picture is ox forgotten, man alone. You can interpret many ways. It is a detachment. You let go everything. You are alone. Also, not only let go everything, most of the things are our projections. See, simply saying God is not God. It is our idea. Or simply saying Buddha is not Buddha. It is our idea. And so the man alone means sort of leave out all projections, come home to yourself, be with yourself, and find yourself, sort of thing. But eighth picture is not enough. Even this is not enough. Eighth picture is zero. Ox and man forgotten. Zen calls it great death. Death to what? Death to the self, death to everything else. That simply means you let go everything. And Master Eckhart, I will quote very nicely Eckhart, praise. He was a medieval German mystic, sort of philosopher, scholar also. And he prays to God, I pray to God that I may give up God. I pray to God that I may give up God. You have to give up God. And he prays to God, so to say. That means all attachments. Zen will say also, kill the Buddha if we meet him. That means, the ideas of, it's not wrong to have ideas, please be careful, You can have ideas, but don't make idols. We make literally our dogmas, our symbols, our ideas, we take literally. Making literally is idolatry. You can't make, it's idolatry. You must let go idols, all idols. We are simply catching hold of idols. And so we must learn to surrender our idols. And then still, you have to come back sort of with the symbols, with the metaphors and so on. But symbols, metaphors are different from idols, Literalism. Literalism is a major problem in religious life, spiritual life. We take literally Buddha, Christ, God, or Atman, Brahman. We take literally. When you take literally, it's idolatry. We have to let go idols, and so on. But there are many levels in this becoming empty. It talks about emptiness actually, awakening to emptiness. It's a very difficult concept, but let me say a few words. Ordinary level of emptiness understanding is interdependence. You are interdependent on everything else. Nothing is independent. Nothing is substantial. So you are interdependent. But that's not enough for Zen, That is one level. You see, this is a basic level. That's not enough. The other level is, one dimension is, you see, we have to use imagination also as a help. In imagination, I would use this way. It is a dimension of eternal. Eternal means eternity beyond time and space. No more time and space. And what does it mean, no more time and space? Eternity is here and now. You are, everything is here and now. And the eternal dimension, past, present, future, all are present. You are present to all dimensions. This is one level. And we can use imagination if we want. It's a helpful very often. If you think of past, present, future, all past, all future, all present are present here and now. There is no more sort of yesterday, today and tomorrow or past. Like everything is present. Buddha, Christ, Socrates, everybody is present here and now. All your past, all your families, all are present. Here and now, eternity. But that alone is not enough. That is sort of useful to imagine that. You see, you enter into that dimension. And so that's very important, but that's not important in the sense you are living in eternity in this dimension. And so, in one level we can say, one level eternity, no space, no time. Another level is, all the time you are living in space and time. Come back to space and time. Zen will say, there is no coming and going, and you are all the time coming and going. There is no coming and going. That's the eternal dimension. You are in eternity. But in time, in space, you come and go. You see, that both the dimensions, they are not true, but still for understanding we have to realize that. You all the time come and go, you see. But on the other dimension, there is no coming and going, you see. And so you are eternal. And so Zen will talk all the time, you are given only the present. Present is not simply ordinary present. Present is eternity. All the past, future, present, everything is here and now. You are here and now. And realize that. And another dimension is, you must go beyond that. Another dimension, emptiness, talks about, finally, we can't comprehend. It's a mystery. Mystery, English word we can use, mystery. You are, in one sense, self is boundlessly open. It embraces all the universe. At the same time, you see, you are particular and you here and now and this. See, you can use a metaphor. One metaphor I use very often is space. Space, of course, science will talk differently, but let us talk ordinary way. Space is not limited. Space we can't understand fully. And the stars, sun, moon, trees, mountains, all are in space. And you are, yourself is like that. Like space. It's a metaphor. Don't take it literally. It's a metaphor. Your space, yourself is boundlessly open. That is a meaning also saying eternal. Boundlessly open. But you come into time. You are here and now, this self, this body, this experience, this reality. At the same time, a sort of realization, you are infinitely open, boundlessly. You are all the time present here and now. At the same time, another dimension, you can't understand yourself ultimately. You can't understand reality ultimately. But you can experience here and now. That is the meaning of sort of dying to yourself, dying to all, and awakening, you see. In one dimension, sort of, you are present to all, At the same time, you are concrete self here and now. And so, let go everything, awaken to that. And that is enough. And the ninth picture is return to the source and origin. That is only nature is shown, trees, flowers, river, fish, birds. That simply means this is also interpretation I would mean, you see, I would say, this is so-called suchness, Soheit in German, you see, Sanskrit word tadatta, suchness, as-isness. That simply means reality, you realize it is as it is. Ultimately, reality is all right. I use also Christian terms, it is sort of graciousness. I would say it's a mystery, that's a graciousness. There's a Zen koan, Master Ummon says, I do not ask about before the 15th day. I ask about what is today. And then he says, every day is a good day. Every day is a good day does not mean ordinary experience. There are so many murders, rapes, darkness, problem. It's all good. No, it does not mean that. Every day is a good day means something transcendent. Ultimately, Julian of Norwich, a medieval mystic, she is supposed to have a revelation from Christ. She says, all shall be well, all manner of things shall be well. All shall be well. It is actually a little future orientation. But Zen says, here and now, all is well. Here and now, everything is all right. Every day is a good day. It's a transcendent goodness, you see. It's not ordinary goodness. And only when you have that, you can rest in peace. Do you remember? You are caught only by the phenomenal world, you are lost. You must have another dimension. Another dimension, it is something like ultimate goodness, ultimate beauty, ultimate reality. It is part of yourself and also of the real. You rest in that. And even your suffering and darkness, ultimately, you can say ultimately we have to find out it is all right. It is all right. And so the whole universe somehow is something like, in Hakuin Senji Sangha Sasan, you see, remember he will say, Nirvana is right here before your eyes. This very place is the lotus land, this very body is the Buddha. All is all right. Everything is all right. You see. But we experience darkness, sorrow, suffering. But somehow it is all right. You see, it's not denying sorrow, suffering, darkness. You must move in both levels. On one level, there is joy, there is peace, there is goodness, there is beauty. Another level, you are suffering. You are lost in darkness. You must have both. Don't be caught by only on one level, you see. And another dimension, and then this dimension, other dimension, this dimension. You have to, they are not two, but still they are two. You must move in both. That is the dimension, you see. And then, let me briefly say, 10th picture is entering the marketplace with open hands, you see. And so this is an older man and a younger man. And the older man, we usually will say he is the one who is enlightened person, sage. But in Zen perspective, it's not simply one who is enlightened, the other is not enlightened. Simply, the other is the face of yourself. You are, of course, awakened. What is awakening? Awakening means the other is yourself. That is awakening. You see, you realize the other is your own face. And so here, you talk, dialogue. Actually, Zen finally will enter into human relationships, not running away into the forest, hiding yourself. deal with life, deal with dialogue. Human, we can't escape language and dialogue. Both silence and language is necessary. Dialogue, you see. Not only that, you see, this is supposed to be low class, going to the marketplace. You enter into the marketplace, and Zen will say marketplace is the temple, finally, holy place. Of course, we need holy places as metaphors, as symbols for us. Church, temples, and cendars, we need them. But the real holy place, temple, is your marketplace. Enter into the marketplace. But the point is the way you live in the marketplace. And at the same time, you must forget all holy places, forget the Buddha, God, everything. Be ordinary, be human. Be human. That is becoming Zen. You see, Zen says, this very body, the Buddha. So don't simply go, I am Buddha, I am Buddha. Don't think like that. Or I am Christ. Don't talk like that. Become ordinary. Ordinary way is the way of realizing the Buddha self, the true self. But your awakened self, you come home, come to enter into the marketplace, you see. And so here you practice asana. Of course, you need to be reminded of all those things. You practice in order to come home to yourself, to awaken to this dimension. And finally, you go to the marketplace, live your life, live in the empty hands. That means live in compassion, in caring. The other is yourself, your face, your own face. Care for all the world, care for other beings, all the world, everything, care for all those things. Care for the other as yourself. That is a Zen practice, you see. We can talk in many levels. The koan practice also, of course, most of you are just sitting, that's all right. But the koan practice helps you to realize this dimension. You are everything. You are open to all. At the same time, you must also come home to yourself. You are an individual self. You come home to yourself and also be open. You must learn also to protect the individual self. And also you must learn how to be open, how to be caring. So these dimensions, you see, all those dimensions. So that is the Zen way. So when you practice asana, see, of course, you can't remember all those things. Only remember this very self. You are also remembering, you see, sitting, not only being sitting, you are sitting with all the world, sitting also in emptiness. And that dimension, remember, it is what you call faith and trust. There is some faith and trust necessary in Zen practice. Otherwise, simply focusing on the breath, focusing on the body alone is not enough. This is a means. We must focus on the body and breath. Otherwise, we'll be only fantasizing, imagining, running around. It is a grounding practice. Be grounded. At the same time, this ground is fathomless ground. You see, there is a quotation I put on the entrance, says, abide where there is no abiding. You are seated, but also you are sitting in no place, groundless ground. That is emptiness. That is whole universe. That you are embracing all. You are moving on both levels. One side, body, mind, psyche. Another level is boundlessness, emptiness, openness, and embracing the whole universe. That is also your dimension. So you are moving on both the dimensions. But here and now, focus here, just be here. That is practice. So that is enough just to point out the way. And the koans, many koans will come about this sort of practice and so on. But even we don't do koans, just to do this practice, be here and now. And then also I want to say again, it embraces life, embraces our body and mind, embraces all relationships. It's not running away from all those things. But the only point is how you relate to others. How do you relate to your own body and mind? How do you relate to the world? That will be sort of Zen way, see, that you must practice and do. That, of course, you will not get it in one day or one way. That's why you practice a little, practice and go back and sort of learning to relate to body, to mind, to others, to life. At the same time, Zen will say, forget yourself. Forget yourself does not mean you don't care for yourself. Become selfless. Become caring for others. Focus on others. You see, don't simply only looking into yourself. Don't be confined to yourself. Sort of be open. Be compassionate. That is the thing, you see. And so learn all those things in your practice. And so that will be enough. But take this koan which I mentioned. Abide where there is no abiding. How do you abide where there is no abiding? Okay. Take a Bodhisattva vow. Page 13.